Hello guys, and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. Hope you guys are doing well today. And today I'm just going to kind of tell you what happened in 2060's KVK. I think it's their KVK 5, not 100%. But for this KVK, like I was saying, I was going to try and get 30 million kills. Unfortunately, I did not get 30 million kills. I only got 13 actual kills. 13 million. Main reason I didn't get even close to 30 million is the fighting in between pass openings was next to none. We didn't have any altar fights. I mean, there was literally no fighting. Everybody took their own altar. And then whenever we were trying to fight water, which is on our bottom left, they were forced to not fight us, and I think they tried to take the top one for the most time, but fire, I think, took that from them most of the time. Sometimes they took it and sometimes they didn't. But for the majority of the time, there was a lot of spaces between the fighting. And then even when Pass 7 opened, I would say there was only a day, maybe day and a half of real fighting, like me bringing out my 3 or 4 marches and actually field fighting. Because I had around 8 million kills, like I said before. So I gained another couple million after that Pass 7 opened. But once the Pass 7 opened, we had, let me just show you. We had been pass fighting for a while here at Pass 7, so it was a lot of rallies, and I don't have the troops to burn on a pass all day long for hours on end. I just don't have the troops because I was wanting the field fight, you know. And to gain more kills for me, it would be me field fighting for long periods of time, doing the best I can to get kills. Putting my troops in rallies basically negates my favorite part of this game. So I tried really hard to get 30 million kills. This KVK just was not a lot of field fighting in the way that I like to field fight, because I like to field fight where it's 5 marches, which for this account it's only 3 or 4, but I like to fight with 5 marches and actually pop skills and keep fighting for long periods of time until my marches are basically either dead or get sent home. But this KVK was a lot of murder balls and nobody really pushing hard enough to field fight that hard, because most of the time we did not hold this Pass 7. Most of the time Earth held this Pass 7 when we were fighting. And then Kingsland was going to open a couple days later, and there was actually no fighting in Kingsland. They basically gave us Kingsland. They didn't even take the pass for a while on certain sides. We'd cut water off from the pass, so there was no fighting there. There was no fighting after that. Once we had cut water off from Pass 7 and basically was going to go all in on Earth, they basically backed off, which I completely understand. I just felt this KVK was a little bit too unbalanced in the way that the kingdoms were matched up or the teams were picked, simply because Earth was doing a lot of the actual fighting and water kind of wasn't up to the task to field fight as much as Earth did. Earth pushed us really hard. Over here in San Pedro at the beginning, we lost this area, so they really were good. Respect to them, 100%. But when you're fighting 2 different war camps at the same time as Earth was, because they had to fight fire up here on this Pass 7, and they basically dropped forts to block them on that side, while they dropped a bunch of forts right here in this area in the front. But then fire dropped forts right in front here and defended them for 2 hours. That kind of shows the amount of stress they were on, that they couldn't take the forts down right in front of their pass while they were fighting us at our Pass 7. So they were kind of split too much on fighting 2 different war camps at the same time, because water, basically once we'd cut them off from Pass 7, they were done. It was a lot of just kind of flag fighting where a couple marches were coming and they would defend the flags, but that was about it. There wasn't really a lot of presence in the same sense that Earth had. So this KVK was, I would rate on average, probably kind of like a B KVK. It wasn't my favorite KVK simply because, one, I wasn't on my main. I know that's the main reason. I wouldn't say that's the main reason, but I think the main reason is because there wasn't enough field fighting. I like this game because there's a lot of field fighting, and when I can't field fight a lot, I get kind of bored. I don't know about you guys, but I like to fight with a lot of marches on the field, especially if I have the resources. I did not have the resources to fight a lot this KVK. I really didn't, but I was willing to field fight a lot because I had the speed ups to do it. For this account, I mean, I wouldn't say a ton of speed ups, but for me, having 3,000 hours plus is a decent amount of speed ups for a 3 or 4 marches that I would use. And I could have just used 3. But for this KVK, it's okay. I mean, this is their first KVK where they're trying to put in the rules and stuff that kind of like my Kingdom 216 has done over the past 3 or 4 KVKs. So they're kind of just getting into the swing of things of keeping people in line, keeping the kingdom cleaned up of the problem people, removing the farmers, and actually getting into the, I don't know what you want to say, the grind or the swing of things. They're getting things done, and they're winning. They're starting to get into the groove of starting to try and win KVKs because they're removing all the dead weights, and that's an important thing to do. That's why I came here, because I knew that they were in that kind of process, because went through that too in 216, and I know how it feels, and it's hard to find a way to do it, but they're doing a pretty good job. I'm pleased with that. I plan to stay, obviously, because they're doing a good job. So I hope next KVK I have more resources, for 1. 2, real quick, I did finish Saladin. He's 5551, and then I plan to do Nevsky, simply because I decided that Pakal and Herald was too far out of my reach, and I already got him to Nevsky to 5111. Plan is to use Saladin, Nevsky, Attila Takeda, and Trajan Ethelfled. Anything else after that is subject to change depending on what I can do, how much resources I have, and things like that. But for this KVK, it's basically finished. We've taken Kingsland. The rewards will be split however the leadership and diplomacy team wants to. I really don't care too much about the rewards, to be honest. I just want a fun KVK. I would say Pass 4 was the most fun part, and then after that it kind of dwindled because of the pressure that Earth was taking from both war camps. They did try to force us. They did fight us for a long time at Pass 7, like Water and Earth focused on us and not focused on Fire very hard, because Water couldn't fight Fire and Earth thought they could take us. But we held the pass for a long time, just gonna mention it. But Earth was obviously taking on 2 war camps at the same time, just as much as we were taking on 2 at the same time. And Water was not up to the challenge to break us, I would say, if I could say it like that. Earth could get into the pass, but they couldn't get much past the pass, because there was just too much. They were being pressured on too many different fronts, because Water couldn't relieve the pressure off them. But this KVK was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we won this KVK. I hope that more people migrate to this Kingdom of 2060. If you are interested in migrating to this kingdom, obviously we're a fighter kingdom. We don't take farmers. I know I'm not the biggest of killers, but I do contribute as much as possible, because I got, like I said, 13 million dead for I would say, average to lower field fighting KVK, and I got over 1 million dead. So if you're not willing to do that, at least at minimum, I mean, don't come here. But I would say the people to talk to, obviously, would be Sebchi, at least in UW, and probably maybe Wolverine or someone like that. I'm not sure what they actually say on here, if it says migration. I know that Sebchi is the one that migrated or recruited me, so you could probably contact him and then see what they tell you if you're interested, because this is a really good kingdom. Obviously 216 is a good kingdom too if you want an older kingdom, but this is a much younger kingdom with a lot more activity and, I would say, joking around, because if you guys watched my trolling video, there was a lot of joking around, so that was a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to kind of recap what happened in this KVK, and tomorrow I'll be coming out with a video, most likely tomorrow or the day after. There's going to be a ruins fight in my KVK 3, same KVK as Chiskel. I will be fighting in 2303, hopefully, as long as things go well and MG works out, because it's kind of fixed, and I don't know how that's going to work for that kingdom, but plans are to fight at like 23 UTC tomorrow. My goal is to record the ruins fight and then post that like on Sunday morning or Saturday night, which is my night. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have a nice day.